You wake up, you go to work, you smile when you're supposed to, you laugh at the jokes, you answer "I'm fine" when people ask, you function. But inside there's a heaviness that never quite leaves, a numbness that's become so familiar you've forgotten what feeling alive actually feels like, an exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. You're not crying every day. You're not in bed unable to move. You're not visibly falling apart, so nobody notices, not even you sometimes. Welcome to Motivation Thrones. Today we're talking about the quiet depression, the kind that doesn't scream for attention, the kind that hides behind a functioning life, the kind that millions of people are suffering from right now without even realizing it has a name. This is high-functioning depression, and it's time we talked about it. Let's start by understanding what we're actually talking about. Quiet depression, often called high-functioning depression or persistent depressive disorder, is depression that doesn't look like what we think depression looks like. You're not the stereotype. You're not lying in bed all day in a dark room. You're not having dramatic breakdowns. You're not posting sad quotes on social media. You're functioning, maybe even excelling. You're going to work or school. You're paying your bills. You're maintaining relationships, at least on the surface. You're checking boxes. But here's what's happening underneath. You feel empty, like you're going through the motions, but nothing truly matters. You're exhausted. Not just physically, soul-tired, bone-deep weariness that never lifts. You're disconnected from yourself, from others, from life. It's like watching your life happen through a foggy window. You're numb. Joy feels muted. Excitement feels impossible. Everything is just gray. You're functioning but not living. You're surviving, not thriving. And the cruelest part? Because you're still functioning, nobody sees it, including often yourself. Let's talk about the masks, the ways we hide this quiet depression from the world and from ourselves. The "I'm fine" mask, this is the default. Someone asks how you are and automatically, without thinking, "I'm fine." You've said it so many times it feels true. But it's not. You're not fine. You're just present. The high achiever mask, you throw yourself into work, projects, goals. If you're busy enough, productive enough, successful enough, maybe you won't notice the emptiness. You accomplish things, you hit targets, and you feel nothing. The achievement is hollow. The social mask, you show up to events, you engage in conversations, you post pictures that look happy, you perform normalcy so well that people think you're thriving. But the moment you're alone, the mask comes off and the weight returns. The helper mask, you focus on everyone else's problems because it's easier than facing your own. You're the one people come to, the one who's always there. Taking care of others gives you purpose when you can't find it for yourself. The "it could be worse" mask, you minimize your own pain. Other people have real problems. I should be grateful. I have no right to feel this way. This mask is particularly dangerous because it convinces you that what you're feeling isn't valid. These masks are exhausting, and they're keeping you from getting help. Let's get specific. Here are the signs that often go unnoticed. Sign 1, everything feels like effort. Getting out of bed is hard. Making decisions is hard. Having conversations is hard. Things that used to be easy now feel like climbing a mountain. But you do them anyway. You push through. So nobody knows how much energy it takes. Sign 2, you're constantly tired. You could sleep for 12 hours and still wake up exhausted. The fatigue isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental. Coffee doesn't help. Rest doesn't help. The tiredness is bone deep and constant. Sign 3, nothing excites you. Plans you used to look forward to now feel like obligations. Hobbies you once loved feel pointless. Good news barely registers. You feel flat, like someone turned down the volume on all your emotions. Sign 4, you're disconnected from your body. You forget to eat, or you eat without tasting. You don't notice physical sensations. You feel like you're piloting your body remotely rather than inhabiting it. Sign 5, you're going through the motions. Your life is on autopilot. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. You're checking boxes, but you're not present. You're not engaged. You're just going. Sign 6, small things feel overwhelming. Responding to a text feels like a monumental task. Making a phone call requires hours of mental preparation. Daily tasks that should be simple feel impossibly heavy. Sign 7, you can't remember the last time you felt truly happy, not just content, not just fine, actually happy, joyful, alive. You can't pinpoint when that feeling disappeared, but it's been gone for a while. Sign 8, you feel guilty about feeling bad. My life is objectively good. I should be happy. What's wrong with me? You feel guilty for feeling empty when you have no reason to feel that way. Sign 9, you're isolating, but subtly, you're not dramatically cutting people off. You're just declining invitations, taking longer to respond to messages, pulling back slowly, hoping nobody notices. Sign 10, you're thinking, is this all there is? Life feels monotonous, repetitive, meaningless. You're going through the motions and wondering if this is all life has to offer. If you're nodding along to several of these, keep listening. You're not alone. And there's a way through this. So if this is so common, why don't we talk about it? Reason 1, it doesn't look like depression. Society has a very specific image of what depression looks like. Someone in bed crying, unable to function. When your depression lets you go to work and smile in photos, people assume you're fine. Even mental health awareness campaigns often focus on the visible, acute forms of depression. Reason 2, we minimize our own pain. I'm functioning, so I must not be that bad. Other people have it worse. I don't have a reason to be depressed. We talk ourselves out of acknowledging what we're experiencing. Reason 3, it's normalized when everyone around you is also exhausted, also going through the motions, also feeling empty. It starts to feel normal. Isn't everyone tired all the time? Doesn't everyone hate Mondays? Don't we all feel like this? No, this isn't normal. This is depression masquerading as modern life. Reason 4, we're praised for functioning. Look how much you're handling. You're so strong. I don't know how you do it all. The praise reinforces the behavior. We keep pushing, keep functioning, keep hiding because we're getting positive feedback for it. Reason 5, there's shame in not having a reason if your life looks good on paper. Job, relationship stability, admitting you're depressed feels ungrateful. We think depression needs a tragic backstory. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just there. Reason 6, we don't want to burden others. Everyone has their own problems. I don't want to bring others down. It's not that serious. So we stay quiet. We suffer alone. We pretend we're fine. What happens when this goes unaddressed? What's the cost of continuing to function while dying inside? Cost 1, your life becomes a performance. You're acting the part of yourself, playing the role of someone who's okay. But the real you, the one who's struggling, remains hidden and ignored. You lose touch with who you actually are underneath the performance. Cost 2, relationships suffer. You're present but not really there. You're listening but not hearing. You're engaging but not connecting. People sense the distance even if they can't name it. Intimacy becomes impossible when you're this disconnected from yourself. Cost 3, physical health declines. Depression isn't just mental. The chronic stress, the disrupted sleep, the poor self-care, it all takes a toll on your body. Headaches, digestive issues, weakened immune system, physical pain with no clear cause. Cost 4, time passes without meaning. Days blur into weeks, weeks into months. You look back on a year and can't remember a single meaningful moment because you weren't really present for any of it. Time becomes something you endure rather than experience. Cost 5, your dreams die quietly, not dramatically, not with a bang, just slowly. You stop pursuing things that matter. You stop imagining a better future. You settle. The life you wanted feels like it's slipping away, but you're too tired to reach for it. Cost 6, it can get worse. High-functioning depression is still depression. Left untreated, it can deepen. The mask can crack. The functioning can stop. Getting help now is easier than waiting until it becomes acute. Let's understand some of the common causes behind this quiet depression. Cause 1, chronic stress and burnout. Years of pushing yourself, meeting expectations, handling responsibilities without adequate rest or recovery. Your nervous system is exhausted. Your emotional reserves are depleted. You've been running on empty for so long you've forgotten what full feels like. Cause 2, lack of purpose or meaning. You're doing things because you're supposed to, not because they matter to you. Working a job that pays the bills but drains your soul. Following a path that looks successful but feels empty. Cause 3, unprocessed trauma or grief. Sometimes we don't deal with hard things, we just keep moving. The pain doesn't go away, it goes underground and manifests as this persistent heaviness. Cause 4, disconnection from authentic self. You've spent so long being who others need you to be that you've lost touch with who you actually are. Your life is full of should and empty of want. Cause 5, chemical imbalance. Sometimes it's biological, genetics, brain chemistry, hormonal imbalances. These can cause depression that has no clear external trigger. And that's okay. You don't need a tragic reason to be depressed. Sometimes your brain just needs support. Because 6, living against your values when your daily life doesn't align with what actually matters to you, it creates internal conflict that manifests as depression. You're successful by society's standards, but miserable by your own. Cause 7, social isolation. In a connected world, you have hundreds of online friends, but feel profoundly alone. Digital connection isn't the same as human connection. The loneliness is quiet but devastating. Understanding why we stay in this quiet depression is crucial to getting out. Trap 1, I'm functioning, so I don't need help. Functioning isn't the same as thriving. Just because you can doesn't mean you should have to do it while suffering. Trap 2, it's not bad enough you're waiting for it to get worse before you address it, but why wait for a crisis when you could get help now? Trap 3, I should be able to handle this myself. This is like saying you should be able to fix your own broken leg. Mental health is health. Sometimes we need professional help. Trap 4, I don't have time. You're too busy surviving to address the thing that's making survival so hard. It's a vicious cycle. Making time for healing is the most productive thing you can do. Trap 5, what if I'm just lazy or weak? You're not. Depression is not a character flaw. It's not weakness. It's an illness that needs treatment. Trap 6, nothing will help anyway. Hopelessness is a symptom of depression, not a fact. Your depression is lying to you about your options. Trap 7, fear of what you'll find. If you stop and actually look at what you're feeling, you might have to make changes. Change is scary, so you stay in uncomfortable familiarity. Let's talk about how to address this. The first step is the hardest: recognition. Acknowledge what you're experiencing. Stop minimizing. Stop comparing. Stop justifying. You're experiencing depression. It doesn't matter if it's not that bad or if others have it worse. Your pain is valid. Your struggle is real. Name it. Understand that functioning not equal to okay. You can be productive and depressed, successful and suffering, smiling and struggling. Stop using your ability to function as evidence that you're fine. Give yourself permission to not be okay. You don't need a dramatic reason. You don't need to hit rock bottom. You don't need to earn the right to struggle. You're allowed to not be okay even when your life looks good on paper. Recognize the patterns. Look at your behaviors, your thoughts, your emotions or lack thereof. When did this start? What does it look like day to day? How is it affecting your life? Awareness is the foundation of change. The second step, breaking the silence. Talk to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, someone who won't dismiss or minimize what you're experiencing. You don't need solutions from them, just acknowledgement, just being heard. I've been struggling. I wanted you to know. That's enough. That's huge, actually. Consider professional help. Therapy isn't just for people in crisis. It's for anyone who wants support navigating hard things. A therapist can help you understand what you're experiencing and develop strategies to address it. Yes, it costs money. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it's worth it. Your mental health is worth investing in. Talk to your doctor there. Might be underlying medical issues contributing to your depression. Thyroid problems, vitamin deficiencies, hormonal imbalances. These are worth investigating. Plus, your doctor can discuss whether medication might help. Medication isn't weakness. It's medical treatment for a medical condition. Join a support group. Finding others who understand what you're experiencing can be incredibly validating. You're not alone in this. Hearing others share similar experiences breaks the isolation. Use crisis resources if needed. If you're having thoughts of self-harm or suicide, please reach out immediately. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 988. Crisis text line, text HOME to 704-1000, 741 International Association for Suicide Prevention, www.isp.info. Resources, crisis centers. These resources exist because you matter. Your life matters. Please use them. You don't need to overhaul your entire life tomorrow. Small changes compound. Change one. Reintroduce pleasure. Do one thing. Just one, purely because it brings you joy. Not because it's productive, not because it serves a purpose, because it feels good. Listen to music. Take a walk. Watch something funny. Pet an animal. Anything that creates even a flicker of positive feeling. Change two. Move your body, not exercise with all its pressure and expectations. Just move. Walk. Stretch. Dance in your room. Movement shifts energy in your body and can lift mood even slightly. Change three. Adjust your sleep. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Create a bedtime routine. Limit screens before bed. Depression and poor sleep create a vicious cycle. Improving sleep even marginally helps. Change four. Let in natural light. Open curtains in the morning. Sit outside for 10 minutes. Light affects mood more than we realize, especially if you're inside all day. Intentional exposure to natural light matters. Change five. Reduce decisions. Decision fatigue is real. Create routines that reduce daily choices. Same breakfast, similar outfits. Consistent schedule where possible. Preserve your mental energy for things that actually matter. Change six. Practice microconnection. You don't need deep, hours-long conversations. Small moments of connection help. Smile at someone. Have a brief chat. Send a text to someone you care about. Little moments of genuine human connection can pierce the isolation. Change seven. Limit numbing behaviors. Notice what you use to avoid feeling. Alcohol, endless scrolling, binge watching, overeating, overworking. These aren't bad in moderation, but they become problems when they're your primary coping mechanism. Try reducing just one numbing behavior and see what comes up. Once you've started with small changes, deeper work becomes possible. Explore your why. Why are you living the life you're living? Is it what you actually want or what you think you should want? This is uncomfortable work. It might reveal that you need to make significant changes. Reconnect with your values, what actually matters to you, not what should matter, what does matter. When you live aligned with your authentic values, life gains meaning. Set boundaries. Maybe you're depressed because you're overextended, overcommitted, and underrested. Learn to say no. Protect your energy. Disappoint people if necessary. Your well-being is not negotiable. Process what you've been avoiding, that grief you never fully felt, that trauma you never addressed, that anger you've been suppressing. These things don't disappear. They just hide. Therapy can help you safely process what you've been carrying. Reimagine your life. If you could design your life without constraints, what would it look like? You might not be able to immediately create that life, but knowing what you're moving toward gives direction and hope. Build meaning, find ways to contribute, create, connect, serve. Meaning comes from engaging with life in ways that matter to you, not just existing in it. Let's set realistic expectations. Recovery from quiet depression isn't dramatic. It's subtle. It's not linear. Some days you'll feel better, some days worse. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. Progress isn't a straight line. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and that's okay. It's not about constant happiness. The goal isn't to feel happy all the time. It's to feel something, to be present, to have your emotions back. All of them, not just the gray numbness. It's small moments. You'll laugh at something and realize you actually felt that laugh. You'll look forward to something genuinely. You'll wake up one day and realize getting out of bed didn't feel quite as hard. These small moments matter. They're evidence of healing. It's reconnection with yourself, with others, with life. The fog lifts gradually. The colors return slowly. The weight lightens incrementally. It's finding your why. Not just going through motions, but understanding why you're doing what you're doing and making sure it aligns with who you are. It's being okay with not being okay. Sometimes you'll have hard days. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. Recovery is learning to navigate the hard days without losing yourself completely. If you're watching this and recognizing yourself, I want to speak directly to you. What you're experiencing is real. It doesn't matter if others can't see it. It doesn't matter if you're functioning. Your pain is valid. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're not ungrateful. You're dealing with something difficult while trying to appear normal. That takes incredible strength. It's not your fault. You didn't choose this. You're not doing it for attention. You're not making it up. Depression is an illness, not a choice. You deserve help. You don't have to wait until it gets worse. You don't have to earn the right to support. You deserve it now, as you are. You're not alone. Millions of people are experiencing exactly what you're experiencing. The quiet suffering, the masked pain, the functional depression. You're not broken. You're not beyond help. You're not too far gone. You're someone dealing with something hard while still showing up to life. That's not weakness. That's remarkable resilience, but you don't have to do it alone anymore. Reach out, talk to someone, get help, please. The life you're longing for, the one where you actually feel alive, where joy is possible, where you're present and engaged, it's still available to you. Not overnight, not easily, but it's there, and you're worth fighting for it. If you suspect someone in your life is experiencing quiet depression, don't wait. For them to look depressed, they might seem fine. They might be productive. They might be smiling. Trust your intuition. If something feels off, it might be. Ask the hard question, not how are you? They'll say fine. Try how are you really? And I want the real answer. Or I've noticed you seem different lately. Can we talk about it? Don't minimize, but you seem fine. At least you're not. You have so much to be grateful for. These statements, however well-intentioned, invalidate their experience. Just listen. You don't need to fix it. You don't need solutions. Just be present. I hear you. That sounds really hard. I'm here. That's enough. That's everything. Offer specific help. Can I bring you dinner? Want me to sit with you while you make that appointment? Can I come over and we just watch something together? Specific offers are easier to accept, and let me know if you need anything. Be patient. They might not be ready to talk. They might not accept help immediately. That's okay. Keep showing up. Keep offering. Let them know you're there when they're ready. Take care of yourself too. Loving someone with depression is hard. You can't pour from an empty cup. Make sure you have your own support system. Let's zoom out for a moment and look at why quiet depression is so prevalent right now. We live in a culture of fine. We're trained from childhood to say we're fine, to perform normalcy, to not burden others with our struggles. Social media has made this worse. Everyone's highlight reel makes your behind the scenes feel inadequate. We glorify busy rest as weakness. Slowing down is lazy. Doing less is failing. We've created a culture where burning out is a badge of honor. We're disconnected from nature, from community, from meaning, from each other. We're more connected than ever digitally and more isolated than ever emotionally. We're stuck in systems that don't serve us, working jobs that drain us, living in ways that don't align with our values, pursuing definitions of success that aren't ours. No wonder we're depressed. We don't have time or space to feel. We're constantly distracted, constantly busy, constantly consuming. When do we process? When do we feel? When do we integrate our experiences? We don't. So emotions go underground and become this persistent heaviness. Recognizing these systemic issues doesn't fix your individual depression, but it does help you understand it's not all on you. You're not defective. You're a human responding to an unhealthy system. Here's what I want you to know. Above everything else, this isn't permanent. It feels like it is. Depression lies to you about the future, but this state is not your forever. Help works, therapy works, medication works, lifestyle changes work. Not overnight, not magically, but they work. You can feel alive again, not just fine, actually engaged with life, present, connected. It's possible. Small steps count. You don't need a dramatic transformation. You need to take one small step, then another, then another. You're stronger than you think. You've been carrying this weight while still functioning. Imagine what you could do if that weight was lifted. Better is possible, not perfect, not problem-free, but better, lighter, more connected, more alive. That version of your life is waiting. Not easily, not quickly, but it's there. The quiet depression is real. It's valid, it's common, and it's treatable. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to wait until it gets worse. You don't have to keep pretending you're fine. You can reach out. You can get help. You can start healing. It won't be easy. It won't be fast, but it will be worth it, because you deserve to do more than just function. You deserve to actually live, to feel, to be present in your own life. The world needs you, not the masked version that's barely holding on, but the real you, the one who's been buried under the weight of this quiet suffering. That person is still in there, and they're worth fighting for. If you're struggling, please reach out, talk to someone you trust, call a mental health professional, text a crisis line. If you need immediate support, remember you are not alone and help is available. If this video resonated with you, please share it. Someone in your life needs to hear this. Someone is suffering quietly and needs to know they're not alone. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Motivation Thrones. We're here to talk about the real stuff, the hard stuff that matters. And remember, your life is worth living. Your pain is worth addressing. You are worth fighting for. Take care of yourself, please. If you're in crisis, please reach out. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 988 crisis text line. Text HOME to 741,741. Your life matters. You matter.